The whole Kanha is just built on some global concept, holistic concept, about we need to take care of the soil, we need to take care of the water, we need to take care of all the waste and so on. Well, to be honest, everything is impressive. And I start learning, and I thought that it was only at the beginning a place where people were just as a crazy dream to reintroduce the rainforest in the arid land, and that this dream become a reality. Well, that was the first start, and that's where I also start my visit with the rainforest. I should say that I have visited rainforest. This one is not impressive in the term of dimension. It's not also impressive in the term of height, but it's impressive because it's in the middle of almost the desert. That's the most important things. And also it's a very, very young rainforest. None of us almost never have the possibility to observe a rainforest of 8 years old. Well, we were not there when the initial rainforest grew. So in all those aspects, this is an impressive part. Then I realized that the whole Kanha is just built on some global concept, holistic concept, about we need to take care of the soil, we need to take care of the water, we need to take care of all the waste and so on. And that is why I also had the opportunity to visit the nursery, which is a good part for conservation of endangered species and also multiplying all that existing plant that we need for planting over here. And also, we had the opportunity to see the tissue culture part. The tissue culture part is very interesting because it gives an opportunity for the modern aspect of the technology to be part of the conservation process. And very, very seldomly, you can see tissue culture facilities that will help multiplying endangered species. Most of the time, what's happened is that those very high-cost technology are used only for multiplying crops that could be sold and with a high value. So that was also an interesting part. And it come also to the discussion about the water, all the way the water was managed to try to bring back the maximum of water to the soil in order for the plant to find their way themselves, and also collect the rainwater in order to fulfill all the needs for the whole community in Kanha. And then one of the main subjects that bring me here was the soil. And with the discussion with Daji, I found out that there were not only this question of charcoal, because we discussed that with Dr. Ramakanta before, and he told me, oh yes, we are digging holes and we put some charcoal and we activate the charcoal. He didn't tell me how at the beginning. And then we plant and everything. Then I found out, listening to one of the talk by Deji, that they also put some inoculation through, some organic matter coming from the cows, and also some kind of fermented yogurt mixed with some other things to activate and give some feed, finally, to the microorganism of the soil. So I think this is an innovative process also. And it would be interesting to test that process somewhere else. So I discovered it here. I do not have the exact recipe, and I'm not leaving Kanha with the exact recipe, but that's okay. I mean, that's part of the secret. But, I will know once how to do that, because just out of joke, I think if it could be a solution to help farmers and people everywhere in the world, that could be interesting to adapt this technique to some other place. Well, finally, I also understand that all the energy circulation around this whole campus is also under control, and that all the cooking is also using steam that it produces, at the moment with some diesel burning. But I guess that might find solution in the future to make it sustainable as a whole. I saw some solar panel, some other place, and so I think that there are a kind of ideal situation where you are a community which is living not in autarcy, because it's open to the outside. It's even the contrary of an autarcy, but in really harmony with all what's going on. I mean, nothing being rejected in the landscape and environment that could be harmful for the nature. And we are in the complete concept of regenerative, that this is a new fashion word, regenerative agriculture. Big companies are using that word, big ONG are using that word. They are not agreeing of what it's behind. That's the main problem. But here really, we have the true definition of what is a regenerative system. When you improve all the elements that came in the system and that came out, so you are in the regenerative process. And humanity now on Earth has no more the comfort to go for sustainable. We need to go for regenerative. And that's a good example of what we can do that I found here.